welcome back to my channel. I'm only going to talk about a couple of things this week. This was the 4th week in my Remicade cycle, and like always, I kind of lost it at the end of the week. I got my meds last night. I am doing much better today, which is nice because usually it takes me a couple more days to get going, but it wasn't as bad as it has been. So I think I'm recovering faster. I did have a couple of good workouts last week. I made it to strength on Thursday. I made it to regular boot camp on Wednesday and Friday. But by Friday night, I was feeling the effects of my meds wearing off and was not feeling well. Mornings are always the hardest for me. I have to get through a pretty bad morning in order to have a decent day. That's why 9:30 class works for me a lot. By that time, I'm usually feeling okay. So 5 a.m. class, sometimes it just doesn't work out for me because my body's not willing to cooperate. That's just the worst time of the day for me. So I missed class on Saturday morning, basically spent the weekend on the couch because I feel the best when I'm just sitting still. Standing up, no. But meds were last night, and because I wasn't as bad as I've been in the past at the end of my treatment cycle, I think I'm going to be recovering a lot faster. I'm already feeling a lot better. So what I did do on Friday after class was to embody again. It's like addictive. It's sitting there, you have the time, you're like, let's give this a try. So I went on there and my numbers were amazing. So I'm going to put that up right here.
So what I'm really looking at is the bottom of the page where you can see the history of my numbers. Obviously I lost about 2 pounds, which is always awesome. But if you look at the next one down, you'll see the big spike up. That's my skeletal muscle mass. That's how much muscle I've put on. Now that's only about 1.5 pounds, but that's still a lot. And then the one down from that is percentage body fat. And I went down to 37% from 38.9. That's the lowest I've been since I started measuring this. So I am so happy about that. The other thing I'm really happy about is over on the side, that visceral fat level. Remember, I had been stuck at 20 for the last year. I finally got it down to 18. And then I went back up to 19 with the last InBody, and now I am down at 17. So I am finally making progress on my most troublesome body area. And at the very top, you can see that I only have 37.3 pounds of fat to lose now. And that is what was really important to me, was I'm finally making progress there. And when I looked back on my original one, I had 56 pounds to lose. So I've lost almost 20 pounds of fat. That is enormous for me. And right below that, you can see the percentages of fat that I have in each part of my body. All those numbers were about over 300. And now I am finally getting them down. So I'm very excited about all of this.
So I'm really excited about what I saw from there. Unfortunately, right after that is when I started not feeling well. I did weigh in this morning at 201.8. That is the closest I've gotten to being under 200 since I went above 200, I don't know, like a decade ago. I did get down this close once last year while I was doing the races at Disneyland for Star Wars. Unfortunately, I also had food poisoning at the time, and I was working on my best friend's scale, which is a couple pounds off. I think I weighed in at 199, but knowing that her scale was 2 pounds light, that turns out to about 201, and I had had food poisoning for a few days. So anyway, I am down at my lowest right now. I know some of that is muscle. I felt it. I just felt it melting off of me as I sat there and did not work out this weekend. So I will be embodying next week for the way out of the Diet Bet Challenge, and we will see how much it really affected me. Of course, that will be after a week of working out again, so hopefully I will have managed to get back whatever I lost over the last few days. Anyway, that's about it. Oh, one thing I've been meaning to mention was the Weight Guru scale that I had gotten a few months ago. I said I would be checking back in because it seemed to be off. It is now consistent, but is consistently 2 pounds heavy, at least. And the body fat's off. Having weighed in multiple times on the InBody, I will use the Weight Guru scale around the same time to see what it says. And it says my body fat's only like around 34 or 35%, and I know it's higher than that. And then it'll weigh me in. I will weigh on my regular scale, which is within ounces of the InBody and doctor scales, and then I'll step on that one and it'll be 2 to 3 pounds heavier. So I don't know what use a scale is if it's not going to weigh me correctly, and it's not even the extra stuff isn't going to work either. If it had been close on the body fat, I would have used it just for body fat analysis, but I mean, seriously, it is way off on that. So it had good reviews, but I think that's because people didn't test it against other scales. I have access to more in-depth analysis scales, so lining that up, I can see it's way off. Like way off. So I wouldn't really recommend the Weight Guru scale. None of these home scales are going to be like super accurate, but I mean, at least be close. Anyway, that was it for the Weight Guru scale. That was like $100 wasted, but hopefully I'll save you $100. Don't buy it. Unless, I mean, obviously if you weigh in with only that, whatever progress you make will come in on that. But if you want accurate numbers, no. Anyway, that's about it for this week. I will be back at class tomorrow morning. I will be back at strength class. I might even be stupid enough to do both strength and boom cap next Saturday to make up for the fact that I missed like 3 workouts over, the last few days. So, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I will have new numbers for next week, and we will see what my final weigh out is. And if I finally manage to get into the 100s, that is my very first goal. Well, my first goal was just to get down below 210, but that's my goal right now, is just to get below 200, and I am so close. I also wanted to mention that I found something new. I think I've mentioned this before, where I wish there was a stretching class. It would be really nice to have like just a class that stretched you out. And I did not find a class, but Massage Envy now does a stretch session. So they will like do like a total body stretch for either 30 or 60 minutes. I am definitely signing up for that, like this week, as soon as possible. That just sounds amazing. Yeah, stretching. I also need to do another deep tissue therapy session on my knee. It's been almost a month. I did not mean for it to get that long. My knee has been a little hurting, a little bit more, not when I'm working out. It's always just like random stuff like walking up the stairs, but it's giving me a little more problems. I have been using my TENS unit on it. That seems to help out a lot, so I've got to think that deep tissue therapy is going to help out even more, and I still have a few sessions left on that. I think that's about it for self-improvement. I definitely want to do that, and I will let you know how those go. All right. Anyway, I will talk to you next week. Bye.